XRP Army credited with helping Ripple tilt the case against the SEC. New information is coming out about this. I want to go over with you. Brad Garlinghouse himself is commenting on XRP futures on CME. We have some new information coming to light. Of course, we're going to talk about Thunes. We got a new clip here from Jay Claver. We got President's son talking about payments and tokenization and products and all kinds of XRP news, guys. Let's just get right into it. So here is CoinDesk as of today. This will come out tomorrow on Friday. It says Ripple's legal battle with the SEC concluded with a mixed ruling impacting the classification of XRP as a security. Did they even proofread this as not a security, my man? The XRP Army's efforts were acknowledged by both Ripple's lawyers and the judge as influential in the case outcome. XRP experienced significant price volatility, reaching all-time highs before stabilizing around 285. The XRP Army has long claimed to be more than just a noisy retail crowd. They are my people and I love you. Now that Ripple's four-year battle with the SEC is closed, the judge and Ripple's lawyers are saying they made a difference. You made a difference. Thank you so much for doing that, everybody. Crypto lawyer John Deaton, who filed an amicus brief on behalf of the XRP holders, said in a post on Wednesday on X that anyone denying their role, which is our role, is either ignorant of the facts and truth or intentionally lying. Judge Annalisa Torres cited Deaton's filings, XRP holder affidavits, and even arguments he made in a separate library case where the ruling that XRP itself is not a security. Had she not cited those cases, people could legitimately debate whether the efforts made a real difference, but it's the proof of its decision itself, Deaton said. Executives inside Ripple agree. Deborah McCrinum, Ripple's deputy general counsel, told Penta podcast on Monday that the XRP's Army unpaid research was invaluable. Ripple had leaned on a fair notice defense, arguing the SEC failed to give clarity on how crypto laws applied. Just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. Like, we wouldn't have been able to get through all this without the XRP Army. You are unlike any other community in the crypto space. You are my people and I love you for that. So let's keep it going here. Brad Garlinghouse says her CME data group XRP futures contracts were the fastest ever, just over 3 months, about to hit 1 billion in open interest. August was hot, but the crypto space was even hotter. This is CME putting this out, right? Love that. Record 36 billion on OI for crypto futures and options on August 22nd. 1,006 large open interest holders. XRP, Solana, and Micro Ether futures hit all-time highs. Institutional activity is broadening beyond just Bitcoin. The numbers speak for themselves. I wanted to just get a little additional information here because that's how we like to do it on the channel. It says relative speed, XRP futures hit 1 billion in faster than anyone previously CME crypto offering. So it outpaced everything else. It sounds like outpassing relative speed, XRP futures hit 1 billion faster than any previous CME crypto offering, outpacing established products like Bitcoin and Ether, which took long to reach the same milestone despite their large market footprint. So basically, XRP got there before Bitcoin and Ether. That's what's up. Volume leaders for August 2025, Bitcoin 168.9 billion, Ether 127.4 billion, and monthly CME crypto futures suite volume with XRP hitting 8.1 billion and Solana at 9.2 billion. Solana looking pretty sexy too here. Key drivers, institutional demand, ETF speculation, and cross-border utility. Let's get it. Chad Steingraber also posted this. I'm going to meet Chad one day. He's going to be like, yo, dude, my last name is not Steingraber. I'm going to be like, what? How do you say it, man? I've been messing it up for years. CME is third largest XRP open interest with over 1 billion. You got BitGet, Binance, and CME coming for the cake. Wrath Economy posted some great information about Thunes. If you are in the XRP space and you are on XRP Twitter here, you want to be following Wrath Economy. My man posts legit information. He's one of the first people to do so, and respect. The Thunes announcement offered striking numbers to peg Ripple payments fast growth, noting 70 billion processed by mid 2025. We know from Ripple insights that 30 billion was processed in late 2023. We also know that in 2022, on-demand liquidity made up 60% of that. So year-over-year growth has been immense. It says if the 2022 ODL ratio of 60% held steady, that would mean that 42 billion of that 70 billion was processed and routed through on-demand liquidity compared to 18 billion that would have been there in 2023, 30 billion in total. That is 2x in 2 years. Don't hold steady or remain closed. It looks like we are seeing great growth on the XRP ledger. We do have Jake Claver or Eric Trump. Jake Claver or Eric Trump. Jay Claver. All right, let's do it.
They own your XRP. You are a creditor.
If you keep your XRP on exchanges, this is what I brought this clip to you. This is talking about what happens if the exchange goes down with your XRP. Here's the explanation.
They own your XRP. You are a creditor. The exchange, you do not own that XRP if it's on an exchange. Just like a bank, you don't own your money. They have your money. They don't owe it back to you. You'd be a creditor. And if they need to take it because there's a systemic risk or a systemic risk for their business and they need to use it and they just want to give you the regular value for it, they have the right to do that. I guarantee there's provisions in their contract that you signed when you started to participate on their platform. They can rug you. They can take your asset, especially Coinbase. They didn't pay out, anybody's Coin Cash when that happened. They still hadn't paid out people's Songbird. I know Fred Rustopoli is still in a lawsuit with them over that. So just be aware of that. Like if you don't have it in your wallet separate off of an exchange, you're exposed to whatever they want to do. And you're basically you're the little fish too. Like even if you filed a class action lawsuit with other people, they're going to settle with you. You're not going to get the asset. So anyway, not to scare people, but I would highly recommend getting your assets off of exchanges and into a wallet. If you don't want to pay for anything, like you don't have the money for whatever reason, I think Zaman is a great opportunity for XRP. I think we'd say Wynn's built a good product there, but my preference obviously is Decent. I think that's the best solution. The biometric, it's got the largest breadth of assets that you can hold and a 25th seed phrase. But yeah, I would definitely get my assets off of the exchange because you are.
If you're interested in a Decent wallet, I do have a link I will make sure is in the description. It can save you $10 for using my link, and also they'll give you $20, so $30 off a Decent wallet right now. You heard it from Jake Claver. That is the safest one he likes. I didn't realize that was going to happen. That was just good timing. I had the Decent wallet. They sent me this wallet here to take a look at and test it out, the Decent team, and I'm thoroughly impressed, man. You can connect this to your phone and have an app, and it's like, man, technology. We're getting in there to the 21st century. All right, here's Eric Trump interviewed on CoinDesk. Riz XRP saying, XRP, Eric, just say it. Let's play it.
No, we want to be very core to Bitcoin. I mean, listen, the ecosystem of Bitcoin is expanding every single day. People are using it as payment rails every day. The utility of something that was always considered digital gold, right? That's the kind of common analogy. Payment rails and kind of the tentacles of Bitcoin are expanding every single day. I can tell you just a few days ago from one of the big exchanges, maybe the biggest exchange on earth, I saw some products that are coming out related to Bitcoin in that ecosystem. And I think that just provides more value, more utility for what Bitcoin is, how it serves the people. Hundreds of millions of dollars are getting transferred in single transactions for pennies. I know of one that's very close to our heart within the company itself, where it got transferred for, I think it was 67 cents in a matter of seconds, almost $200 million worth of Bitcoin. And so the utility of that is actually.
Was that transferred on the XRP ledger? Because I don't know any platform to transfer Bitcoin $200 million for 67 cents.
Economical. Compare that to the SWIFT wire transfer system in this country or around the world, and you're going to get crushed by fees, by foreign exchange, by 100 other people trying to put their fingers in it. So
all right, hold up. Eric Trump mentioned a $200 million Bitcoin transfer for only 67 cents. Oh, excuse me, 0.67 cents. Is that legit? I haven't heard of that. So I just needed to understand that. And so I asked what banks are using Bitcoin to move money. And it says Bitcoin Lightning Network to move money across borders, while other partners with Bitcoin related services for customer transfers or custodial offerings. The leading example in 2025 is Sophie, which is the first US bank directly to enable international remittances using Bitcoin Lightning Network. Okay, so we have one company. Okay, all right. In a vast world of financial institutions, we got one. Oh, also Cash App. Revolt, Wirex, Juno, US Bank. Let's see here. Eric Trump claimed 200 million, 67 cents, legit terms and technical possibility, executed for as low as $1.42 and $1.89. Okay. All right. A little more expensive. This is kind of what I thought, right? In the dollar range. 67 cents. That sounded a little too cheap, my man. All right. Let's continue here. My thing is, guys, why would you use Bitcoin to do anything at this point, right? They've already told us it's now a digital store of value. No one's tokenizing value on Bitcoin. There's maybe these banks offering the service of you being able to use Bitcoin doesn't mean they're using Bitcoin for all of these transactions. But they're offering the service in case somebody wants to use it. But why would you? You got XRP, you got XLM, you got HBAR. Why would you use anything else, right? I don't know, man. XDC, there's so much stuff that's better. Okay, so one thing here I want to point out. Coin Bureau, you got to make up your mind. Are you here to support Ripple and XRP? Or are you here to FUD them? Because I'm getting a little frustrated with your posts. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Today, September 4th, we have two posts from Coin Bureau. See if you can tell the difference in tone. The first one is Coinbase dumping XRP ? Data from XRP scans Coinbase slashed its XRP stash from 780 million to 199 in weeks, a 69% cut. Once the fifth largest holder, Coinbase is now 10th. So they are taking a shot here. When you fact check Coin Bureau, this is what you get. XRP has seen a significant outflows from top exchanges throughout 2025, with large amounts being purchased and transferred off the platforms. Particularly from January to September, across the period, whale activity has driven notable exchanges drainage, impacting available balances and leading exchanges, but detailed figures reveal the majority of remaining XRP supply is still concentrated on exchange and whale-controlled addresses. So these guys are purposely flooding the market, and I am not having it. I said when exchanges like Coinbase show a massive drop in XRP reserve, it doesn't mean that they are dumping it. It means people and institutions are buying XRP and moving it off the exchanges into custody, reducing the tradable supply. This behavior signals strong investor confidence and often points to accumulation, not sell-offs. Fewer tokens on exchanges typically means reduced selling pressure, potentially setting up for future price appreciation if demand rises. Institutional outflows are a bullish sign, not a dump narrative. Don't be fooled by clickbait. A shrinking Coinbase XRP wallet equals big players stacking and securing XRP. Something big is happening in the XRP community. We should celebrate, not fear or misrepresent. And then in the same day, they post this. Ripple's RLUSD is now over 700 million. RLUSD market cap nears 800 million per on-chain real-world asset tracker. It grew 30%. What is it, man? You guys fudding or are you guys here to help? Because right now, I ain't buying this. I ain't buying this and I don't appreciate it. All right. I really don't. Like, I get you want to come in, but like you have, how many followers do you have? 1 million followers. Can you just tell people the truth and not try to push people into Bitcoin and Ethereum? Because this frustrates the heck out of me. And I just expected more from a channel this big. All right, Jack McDonald says, now exceeding 700 million market cap, RLUSD is already powering enterprise finance. Boom! From payments to tokenized and collateral across crypto and traditional markets, as global institutional demand for RLUSD rises, Ripple is excited to work with our parent partners in Africa to kick off distribution on the continent. Yes, Ripple is bringing RLUSD to Africa. Ripple has some really big partners. I did a video on this today. It'll come out on Friday. So if you're watching this video on Friday and you're like, I'd like to learn more about that, Sensei, I got a video coming out speaking exactly about Africa and the adoption happening there. It is looking pretty juicy. I don't need to play this, man. I think we're good. We get it. Eric Trump likes Bitcoin. He likes Ethereum. Cool. I did find the interesting information about World Liberty banning Justin Sun's wallets. That was a little surprising to say the least, because you do have them talking about being debanked and how that is so wrong. And, you know, we're never going to be a part of that. Only debank Justin Sun because he moved some crypto on an exchange. That is some shady business practices if you ask me. But hey, what do I know? That is just your largest investor with $100 million frozen now. But, you know, I'm sure other investors will want to come in knowing that you can just freeze their wallets and blacklist them from actually trading. Like, I don't quite get the thought process here, because your whole goal is to get new investors in. If they think you're going to freeze their assets, who's going to want to invest outside of some retail random people? I'll leave that with you to process. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Crypto Sensei, thank you for being here. Aloha. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Please seek financial advice if you need it. Let's get back to the video.